Hey guys, I'm in live today here with Michael Griffiths from Referral Guru. Michael is an incredible guy with a passion for showing business owners how to turn their businesses into a referral authority, meaning those who come in contact with him and learn how to make an ample amount of sales through referrals, basically. Eliminates the need for constantly needing to run paid traffic, constantly needing to know when your next business deal is coming from confusion, all that kind of stuff. Now, whilst everyone knows I am a huge believer in paid traffic and as well myself, I definitely believe we should have as many lead sources as possible. So this is something I'm personally very excited to be a part of. How are you, Michael?
Yeah, very good, Joz. Thank you very much, and really excited to be live. And first one of actually doing sort of a webinar presentation through live, so quite excited about that also. And very similar in the same mindset. I think these days you've got to have as many pillars as possible to be able to generate business from. And this is just one of several pillars that a person should have in their business. So we don't go, well, do this in the exclusion of everything else. This is just one of many strategies that business owners have the ability to be able to use.
Awesome. That's brilliant, mate.
Lovely. Well, we might get straight into this then, and go into how to turn yourself into a referral authority in the sort of the next 60 days. And what this really is about is how to start generating more referrals, start using your networks better, have your networks create more opportunities for you, and in the end, how to have other people fill your sales funnels. That to me is what a referral authority is, not just someone who turns up every now and then and goes, well, I got two referrals this month. Yeah, that's nice, but that's just sitting and hoping that you get referrals rather than being proactive. So let's get through how to be a referral authority. Just quickly, I just like to know that people are in the right place, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching this for a recording, we have the ability to help people. So we've put over 2,500 businesses have built referral systems through what we have shown and what we have teach them. We've got communities of over 25,000 people we talk to every day on referral marketing. We've still got the number one referral marketing podcast on iTunes and number one bestseller on referral marketing on Amazon. And right now we contribute to Huffington Post, Business Blueprint, Entourage, Smallville, Flying Solo, the CEO Network, CCIQ, the big Queensland Chamber of Industries, and it looked like we're about to get our first article in Inc.com too. So we love being seen all over the place and love being able to share with people how they can generate more referrals into their business. So what I thought we're going to go through today is how to actually become a referral authority. And we've got this great blueprint that we've created where every aspect is just as important as the one before and the one after. So for most people, what they do is they turn up to networking events and they go, oh, I hope I get business today. Or they throw some things up to previous referral partners and they go, oh, I hope they might find someone within their network to pass on to me also. Or they turn up to referral groups and they go, oh, I hope this week someone might pass me business. But in fact, there is actually a system behind each little step. And we're going to touch on each little step. So by the time we're finished here, you've got the ability to actually become a referral authority yourself. The other thing I'm going to just do throughout is just use a couple of little case studies after each section, because what I found is those case studies might help you to go, oh, well, in fact, I could actually implement that idea myself. Or this business was very similar to my business. How about I just implement those things that Michael's talking about? And if you can do that, absolutely brilliant. That's what I want you to be able to do and get results absolutely straight away. So the first thing that people have to look at is themselves. That to me is the starting point. No point going around saying, oh, I'd love referrals. I'd love my clients to refer to me. I'd love to be able to do word of mouth business. I'd love for people with the same target audience to be able to pass me referrals if yourself is not in order to start with. So the questions I start with is, how referable are you? What does your personal brand look like? Do you have a message and stand for something, or are you just like everybody else, and therefore it's very hard for someone to actually refer business to you? Do you take the time to actually train your referral partners, or are you just hoping that they can find you business? So you have to understand at this level, how do you help people? What sort of solutions do you offer? What are your target audience pain points? What are they constantly saying out there that you could teach your referral partners to go, hey, if you hear any of your network say these sorts of things, they're perfect people to be able to pass on to me. And how to pass them on to me is if you could just do 1, 2, 3, 4. See, you can't leave any of that to luck. For most people, they go, oh, well, I'm a business coach, and therefore I coach businesses. So if you happen to hear that anyone in your network needs a business coach, please pass them to me. That's generally the conversation that happens out there, and then they wonder why very few people pass them referrals. Because we haven't given them enough information about us, our structures, our systems, our programs, how we help people, the solutions we offer, to actually be able to allow someone to be able to pass us business. So what we need to be able to do is that we need to get ourselves sorted out first. So I always start off with, well, model other people who are successful in doing things that you want to do, that you want to achieve. Don't try to do everything yourself. It's impossible. So who are people who are already doing the things that you want to do, and model them, get around them, follow them, listen to them, learn from them, get educated by them. The next thing is look at what big players are doing, so what big corporates have got millions and millions of dollars to be able to spend on research, and see what they're doing. I still remember a few years back when one of the major banks paid someone a full-time salary to stand at the front door and welcome you when you walked into the bank. And for most people, they just take that for granted. What I did was, well, why are they doing that? Why are they willing to pay someone $50,000 a year to stand at the front door and just go, welcome? What was the purpose behind it? So you've got to be looking at big business who can spend these millions on doing these sorts of initiatives, whether they work or not, and work out why are they doing that? How come? Ask the proper questions and go, how do I implement that at my level? And then a big one is always try it before saying no. It's amazing how people go, no, that won't work. I've never done it that way before. Try it, fail it, and then say, no, at least I've given it a go. See, all of those things are around the way you think. And if you don't think in abundance, and if you don't think in partnerships, and if you don't think about win-win, and if you don't think about collaboration, it's very hard for you to be successful at getting referrals. So that has to be the first stage that we get right before we can get on and start building referral teams, before we can start going to people and saying, hey, I would love to be able to get more referrals. Can you help me? Because if you go to people and you ask that too soon, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. And in the end, you're going to end up having less people being able to give you referrals than if you had got yourself sorted out to start with. This does not take a great deal of time. It takes you being consciously aware of some of the things that we have already spoken about. So if you're going, well, what do I have to do at this particular level? The first thing I say to you is, do you believe you're referable? And rather than you go, oh, yeah, of course I am, how about you ask some people around you and be willing to take in the feedback? So ask some people around you and go, hey, just wondering, I'm trying to build referral partners. Do you think I'm referable? And see what the answer is. Make sure that you go to them. I want honest feedback here, and not just, oh, yeah, you're referable just for the sake of getting rid of you, because that's not going to help you. So find out if you're referable. Find out what do you believe is your personal brand What do you believe you're an authority on? What do you believe your message is? What is it that you do to help your clients? And what is the solutions that you offer? You need to understand all that, because in the end, you're going to have to teach your referral partners what that actually is. Because if you can't teach your referral partners, then you can't expect them to go out there and actually find the right sorts of referrals for you. You're just sitting back and you're just hoping that they're going to actually find the right sorts of referrals for you. Okay, so that's what we've got to do in self before we can get to stage 2, which is build. But before we get there, as I said, I'm just going to drop in a couple of little case studies, because some of the things that we did, you can now go and do that yourself. So this was a national business with offices in every state, spending about $52,000 a month on TV and radio. So like $500,000 a year they were spending on advertising. And that was getting them roughly 1,100 leads a month. So this is what we did. We went and found 200 new partnership opportunities. So we went and found people who had exactly the same target audience that they had, and they were in a non-competing industry. So they went from 1,100 leads to 4,500 leads per month. So pretty much they're nearly quadrupled. And their sales pretty much doubled. Went from 250 sales to 450 sales per week. But the best part is they reduced their $52,000 a month all the way down to nearly about $22,000, $24,000 a month. So they saved $250,000 on their overheads. They quadrupled their leads, and they pretty much doubled their sales every single week. That was just through sitting down and identifying where are new partnership opportunities. Who else has the same sort of clients that we do that we could go and partner up with? And that's the one thing they did. So once you've worked out self, you can now be able to move to stage 2, which is all around the build. Because without referral teams, you have no structure or process to get referrals daily. You're just hoping that people give you referrals. And it's nice, and you get excited when all of a sudden you get a call, you get an email or a message that says, oh, I've got somebody who needs your products or services. I'm going to pass them over to you. That's an exciting day. So if we can, we want that day to happen every single day. Well, rather than just sitting back and hoping that it might happen, we can, through building our referral teams, make that happen. So I say we need to be able to build referral teams of 66 people, and we're going to break them down into 5 categories. So the first category is our profitability partners. Our profitability partners are people who we have a weekly phone call every single week, and we strategize how to get each other more business. Set agenda to be able to follow. And I don't believe you can have probably more than 6 profitability partners. You just won't have the time. So your profitability partners are very much your A team, a weekly conversation, shouldn't take any more than 10 minutes, that conversation, and you're strategizing how to get each other more business. So if you think who should be my profitability partners, they're the people who sell to the same sorts of people you sell to. The people who have the same sort of networks that you have.
Okay.
Your
What would be an example of that made for someone that would
Yeah, great. So let me use you, Joz, as an example. So Joz here sells to businesses, and probably more so in particular, coaches and consultants wanting various funnels built and leads coming into their funnel. So then Joz goes, great, well, who else is selling to those sorts of people? So it could be someone like a Michael, who sells to those sorts of people, but sells something different, and therefore we could share networks. Or it might be somebody who does just PR, or it might be somebody who does back-end systems, or it might be somebody who is in HR or IT, but they sell to the same sorts of people, they just sell something different.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah, great. So then the next one then is your super group. And your super group is up to 8 people, including yourself, that you get together once every month. So it shouldn't be any more than about a 45-minute meeting. These days with technology, you can do it online as well as offline. So there's nothing to stop you having a super group all over the world if that's where your market was, or having a local super group if that's where your market is. So a super group up to 8 people who all sell to the same sort of person. So therefore, their networks are similar. So you might have a marketing person with a graphic design person, with a web developer, with a HR person, with an accountant, with a solicitor. They all sell to the same person. Or you might have a personal trainer with a naturopath, with a nutrition, with a chiro or physio, with a foot person, with a mindset person. They're all selling to the same person. So think about who sells to the same sorts of people you do, what sort of industries, and then find the right sort of person in that industry to be part of your super group. And again, that super group, 8 people, they come together once a month, 45 minutes. And again, it's a purpose of how can I introduce you to other people in my network? So what connection do you want this month? And what's one way that I can help you this month? So it's not just get together for the sake of getting together and having a coffee. It's get together to go, great, what sort of connection do you want this month? What's one thing that I can do to help your business this month? So it's very focused on creating opportunities for each other. Your cross-promotion partners are exactly that. Who are people who can promote your business into their network while you promote their business into your network? So rather than profitability partners or super groups where you're getting together every week or every month, this could be just a one-off promotion that you do for each other. However, if you've got good cross-promotion partners, you don't want to have to just do something with them once. You do something with them maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and you would promote different things. Cross-promotion partners are the quickest ways to be able to fill your sales funnels and grow your business. If you had a dozen cross-promotion partners and you did 1 cross-promotion a month, so let's just say that someone promoted you into their network and there was 1,000 people in their network. Usually 50% of those already sort of uninterested, so you're left with 500. 10% of those, I say, generally are really interested in what you do. So just through 1 cross-promotion to a network of 1,000 people, you're probably going to pick up close to 100 people back into your network, into your community, into your funnels. That's an awful lot of people that you now haven't had to pay for. So imagine if you were doing that at least once every single month over the course of the year, you've got over 1,200 people who are now around you that you haven't paid a cent for. So building cross-promotion partners, I said, quickest way to be able to grow your business, and it's something that everyone should be out there looking at how do they do that with one another. So examples of that might be that you do a podcast for each other, you do a webinar for each other, you share videos into each other's networks, you share checklists or PDFs into each other's networks, you promote one another through social media. There are so many ways that you can do cross-promotions that in the end, you've just got to go in with a mindset of, hey, I really just want to help other people. Let's see how we can create a win-win for each other. And when you have that sort of mindset, you're always going to be able to find cross-promotion partners. Your content distributors. People on social media go put out valuable content and create a following. Yep, I agree. But if you're only ever speaking to your own people, what a complete waste of time. You have to be speaking to new networks that you don't currently know. And therefore, you want other people distributing your content for you. Well, don't just leave that up to luck that someone might go like, comment, or share. How about you actually organize with other people who have exactly the same networks as you to like, comment, and share and spread each other's information? That way, then you are. Sorry, Joss?
How common is it for people to do that?
I roughly have about 30 people a month that I have set up as an agreement with, and the agreement is just simply I'm going to share your stuff because you're going to share my stuff. So all you've got to do is ask. And I don't reckon people even think to this extent. And then once you sort of think and go, oh, well, yeah, why don't I just see who wants to share content for me? Go back into the network you already have and go, hey, I'm looking to be able to share people's content and would love for people to share my content. Who's interested?
Guys, I'm
And I reckon if you...
cheeky here. If anyone wants to do that with me, feel free to send a message.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Quite often I'll go into a group that I'm a part of and I'll put the message up in the group wall going, hey, I'm looking for people to be able to share their content. If you're interested and would like to share our content, let me know and we'll organise it. I think I put that message up 2 weeks ago in one group and we've got 27 content distributors for November. So such a powerful way to get yourself into new networks just by being a little bit more structured around getting people to help you rather than hoping that someone's going to help you. So if you're watching this live, if you're watching it as a replay, as Joz just said, send him a message if you want to be content distributors. Put below as a comment here that you'd like to be content distributors so that everyone else can now contact you. Okay, let's just create a feed here where people, and Joz, you're going to have to help me because I'm blind at what's going on in the live feed here. But if you'd like to be a content distributor, just write, I'd like to be a content distributor, and then other people can start contacting you. You could have content distributors for November just from this live feed, which would be brilliant.
Someone put my comment down as well if you guys want to jump in.
Yeah, lovely. So after content distributors, you then got affiliate partners. So the first 4 is all built around, I want to help you because you want to help me. The last one, affiliates, are I'm willing to create a sale for you for a piece of the pie. So affiliates are really powerful at selling your things. And it doesn't have to be just products that affiliates sell. We've got affiliates that sell our services. You just have to work out how you're going to track it and how you're going to pay people. So the good starting point for affiliates, if you're not sure, search affiliate software on Google. The only one I stay away from is Post Affiliate Pro because I think you've got to be a IT genius to pretty much use that. But everything else is really easy.
I've used that with a company we're doing about $1 million a month in affiliate sales.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but John, I classify you as an IT person.
Yeah, it's technically a nightmare. There's another one. I'll put a link down to one that's really good in a minute.
Yeah, great. So if you're going to build affiliates, don't try to do it manually. Use just cloud-based affiliate software because it makes it so much easier. So I go, if you've got 6 profitability partners, 8 in your super group, 12 cross-promotion partners, so there's 26, 20 content distributors, there's 46, 20 affiliates, there's 66 people in your referral team creating opportunities for you week in, week out. There is no possible way that you can't be generating more business than what you are now when you've got so many people out there actually helping you. So you can't go from 0 to 66 in the next 30 days. It just is too much, too overwhelming. It'll fall over. So you've got to just build this. You might go, great. So in the next week, I'm going to get 2 profitability partners. Then the week after, I'm going to start my super group. Then I'm going to get a couple of cross-promotion partners. So set small little targets that in the end, over the next 60, 90 odd days, you can have least people within each of those teams, and you might be up to 20 partners in total. You have, even if you've got 10 partners creating business for you, and they all create just one piece of business a month for you, there's 10 new pieces of business just because you have built your referral teams. So don't leave it up to luck. Put the right structure and processes in place that allow you to be able to build your teams. Okay. Josh, you just jump in at any stage. I'll hear your voice and I'll sort of just pause and make it interactive. Okay, well, let me go just before we move on to stage 3, create. Let me go into a local business case study. So here they were, a health professional. They weren't in a country town, but they certainly weren't in a city. They're sort of in a regional centre. And they had just left working for the hospital and went out on their own. They were a physio. They were at 30% capacity when they went out and were only being referred by one doctor. So this is what I told them. I said, what you have to do is go and build relationships with other local businesses. So they went around and they spoke to every local business. And in the end, they built a partnership with 28 local businesses where they were allowed to leave their DL flyer on that other business's counter. So the cafes, the restaurants, the little convenience store, everything, they were able to leave the flyers on 28 local businesses. They were being seen everywhere. So when you get seen everywhere, it's not hard for you to be able to pick up a lot more business. So within 45 days, they were at 100% capacity and now have a waiting list. So not hard to do when you just go out there with the intention to build relationships with other people and then work out how you can help each other. Okay, so coming back to our blueprints. Stage 1 was self. Get yourself right, become referable. Stage 2 was building your referral teams. Stage 3 is create. And it's creating the right platforms, the right tools, the right systems that then makes it easy for your referral partners to help you. So if you don't have the right social media platforms with it all set up properly, that means a good description, links back to either opt-in pages or to websites, contact information so that people can actually call you rather than having to ask for information. They've got to be set up because you want your partners to be able to promote those, to jump on those and distribute information, to share from them. If you don't have them set up, then it makes it very difficult for them to be able to help you. So I say within social platforms, you have to have Facebook, personal, business, and sometimes even a group page. You've got to have LinkedIn as you, not a business, as you. You've got to have Twitter as you, not a business. You've got to have Google+. You've got to, they're the main 4. After that, Instagram. If Snapchat, Pinterest suit your business, great, but you don't have to have those things. You have at least the major 4. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and YouTube. Okay, so they're the major 5. Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat are probably the next 3 that have the majority of people on them. So have the right platforms and the right tools so that your partners can help promote you. If you're a person who just goes, oh, well, no, I just go on Facebook and nothing else, you're not helping your partners. It's not about you. It's about where other people are that want to come and interact with you. And that message I had to give to myself because I went, yeah, Instagram, big deal. I don't want anything to do with that. But the message is, it doesn't matter what you want, Michael. If people want to interact with you on that platform, you have to give them the opportunity to. And that's why it's important to have them all set up correctly so that your partners can promote you on those. You need to be able to have lead magnets. So they're just simple value pieces. Again, it would be great if your referral partners could pass your referral every single day. But sometimes they can't. So therefore, you need them to be able to do other things for you, such as give your business more exposure, open new doors and networks for you, fill your sales funnel by exposing lead magnets for you. You're going to think about how can our partners help us in a bigger sense rather than just constantly going, oh, all I want is referrals and that's it. Because that's not all that we can ever get. So one thing that Joz does fantastic is setting up lead funnels. So they're things that you need to create. So then that way, then when your partner gives you exposure, that person then joins into a lead funnel. You can educate them, build relationships with them, build the trust with them so that they're more likely to buy from you. You need valuable content. So if you've got all these great social media platforms, but you're not putting stuff up, it makes it very hard for your content distributors to promote that for you, to share that into their networks for you. So these are all the things that now we need to start creating to make it easier for our teams to create opportunities for us. If we've built all these teams and we go, come on teams, start providing opportunities for us, but we don't provide them with the tools or platform to help them, then in the end, it makes it very different for that to be able to take place.
Awesome. That's really cool, mate.
So a little case study on an online business. Online businesses, for whatever reason, believe that they can't create business through partnerships. We've had online businesses. We used to sell a health supplement, and I did not pay for a single piece of traffic ever, and we distributed it through other partners. So this little online toy store, we're doing 250 sales from around 1,800 visitors a week. Not too bad. They're spending $4,000 a month on traffic, so nearly $50,000 a year. So we said, great, let's create a list of 1,000 websites that you could partner with. So the toy store obviously sells to children and mums. Where else are those particular people looking? So after we created 1,000 sites, and we didn't even implement it with 1,000, we implemented with probably only about 300 sites, and we exchanged little banners on each other's websites. We promoted on each other's social media. We promoted through databases. That increased their visitors to $5,000 per week, up from 1,800, and increased their sales from 250 to 800 a week.
When you
the
say
best part,
partner in this, what do you actually mean? How does that work?
Yeah, great. So for this little online toy store, what they did was they went, who else is selling to the children? And this toy store was actually based in Perth. And the first place that we found was a online music store where they had instruments for, again, families who were doing music classes to be able to buy. So they became a partner, and we put up a little banner on our website about their music store, and they put up a banner on their website about our toy store. And when someone clicked on the banner, it came straight through to the toy store website. So just little things like that, where you are pretty much cross-promoting each other, allows you now to get still traffic coming, because you don't survive without traffic, but just not having to pay for it, because it's very much a how can I help you because you're helping me scenario.
Very cool.
Yeah, lovely.
I'm still,
Rightio.
Yeah,
go on.
I'm still a bit confused by that. So you'd have them put banners all over the place, but you having that many partners that are sharing your banners, wouldn't you have banners all over your website, or?
Yeah, good. So when you're a site that does this, you don't want, obviously, stuff sitting on your front page. So in the end, the toy store created just a standalone page of partners that we support. So therefore, people could go to a partners we support, and they would see the little icons that they could click through, knowing very well that they were the toy store partners. For most businesses, they don't do any more than maybe 2, so it doesn't look that ugly for them. But certainly if you were following the strategy, you would create a completely separate page, because you're right. You wouldn't want all the banners on the front page.
So someone like myself, I'd create a partners page and just list, example, yourself, someone like Esther Kish, and a few other people that we work with regularly.
Yeah, spot on.
That's awesome.
Exactly right. Rather than put it on the front page, you have a partners page, and that way then the people who come to you know that these are people that you know, like, trust, that you believe are credible, and that you work with.
Brilliant. That's awesome, mate.
Yeah. So that's taken us through the first three stages: self, build, create. So that's half of the blueprint created. And I think, as we're sort of starting to see, one doesn't work without the other. So you can't build unless you've got yourself sorted out. You can't build unless you're giving your partners tools to be able to do things with. There's no point having partners unless you create the right sorts of platforms. So they all very much follow on one from the next. So the fourth stage then is promote. There is no point having teams unless they're going to give you more exposure, open new doors for you, grow your network, fill your sales funnels, and give you referrals. So this isn't just all about, oh, I want a referral every day. This is about all the activities that equals new business. Because I'm pretty sure, if you're like me, that it doesn't matter how you get new business. It is about just getting new business. So how do we have cross-promotion plans? So I know that every day we go into social media groups and we start conversations with the admins to go, how might we be able to do a cross-promotion together? I don't want to just post to the group. Not everyone gets to see that. But if I can get the admin to promote me to the group, I know that 100% of people are going to get that notification. So we're constantly thinking about, how do we collaborate with people? How do we do cross-promotions with people? Then we take it even a step further. And I've done a couple of live streams on this in the last few weeks, being so passionate about it that I am. There is no point having a network unless you are engaging with them. So we call that our front of mind plans. You know, you're forgotten after 45 days. That's all it takes for someone to have moved on and forgotten who you are and what you do. And that means they're not talking about you. If they're not talking about you, then they're not creating opportunities for you from their network. So therefore, you have to stay front of mind. What are little touch points that you could be doing that allow you to stay front of mind of your network, that allow you for your network to remember you, allow you for your network to promote you, to open new doors for you? So they might be simple things like liking, comment, sharing on people's posts. It might be simple things as connecting one person in your network with another person in your network every day. So every day I try to connect two people in my network who don't know each other and allow them to meet each other. Imagine you did that every day for 30 days. You're now front of mind of 60 people. That's 60 people who just go, wow, thanks so much, and are now trying to help you. You invite people to things that you're going to. Don't ever go to things by yourself. If they don't turn up or they don't want to go, that's fine. It's just the act of inviting that keeps you front of mind. How can you announce things that are coming up with people in your network? How do you promote things that people in your network have? They're all just simple little things that you can do that keep you front of mind of your network. But then you've got to take it to another level. And the next level is personal engagement plans. So how are you actually engaging with your network to start conversations? So these days, you can send a message through any social platform you want. Are you sending messages saying, hey, how are you? I'd love to know what you're up to. Or are you just sitting there doing nothing, hoping that someone might come and talk to you? Are you making how are you phone calls? Or are you only making phone calls to sell to people? Are you sending how are you emails? Or are you only sending emails to try to get business? The more you engage on a personal level with people, the more you're actually going to have people buying from you. But more importantly, the more walking billboards you'll create, the more partnership opportunities you'll create, the more doors will be opened up for you, which will naturally start filling your sales funnels for you. So promote is very much around not only your partners promoting you, but how are you engaging back with your network so that they start promoting you also. Okay. Last little case study, professional service business, and then we've covered all the major categories. So this professional service business, they were getting 2 referrals a month. And by the time we finished with them, they were getting 2 referrals a day. So they used to attend a networking event. They had 3 referral partners, very loosely termed put, but they got about 2 referrals a month from those activities. So this is what we did. Firstly, we improved their social media presence. That doesn't mean going out there and posting 100 times more than what you are now. That just means understanding why you have social media. You have social media so that other people can give you exposure. Other people can share you into new networks. Other people can share your content so that you can actually then go and create partnerships and have conversations with people. That's what your social media should be. And it can't be unless you have everything set up right. So therefore, people are going to want to connect with you. People are going to want to have conversations with you. Okay, if the only thing you're doing on social media right now is posting content, sorry, you've missed the point. There is so much more opportunity that you're not doing that I guarantee you right now you're leaving thousands and thousands of dollars on the table because you're not having engagement with your connections. That's why I laugh at people who go, oh, Michael, I've got 1,000 LinkedIn connections. Yeah, good. How many people are you talking to a day? Oh, none. Well, you've got no LinkedIn connections then if you're not engaging with people. So we had to teach them that. Then we created profitability partners, 6 true profitability partners that they had a weekly call with to strategize how to get new business. Then we put in place a plan to be able to do more cross promotions. And they only did one a month, but they did one every month. So just with those 3 strategies, they went from getting 2 referrals a month to getting 2 referrals a day. Right? That's 60 referrals a month that they were now getting, from 2 to 60, just by implementing 3 little things. So you can start to see it's not very difficult when you just have pieces of the puzzle tied in and put together.
When you say promotion partners, and you were talking about doing one promotion a month, what's an example of a promotion?
Yeah, great. So you and I will become cross-promotion partners going forward. Joz does a lovely live feed where we can educate people to his network. And I'll go, Joz, next week we're going to do a recording for our Get More Referrals today around the importance of creating funnels. We have just promoted one another to each other's networks. That works really well, so we'll go, fantastic. Let's look at doing something again in February or March.
Brilliant. That's cool.
Okay? So it's creating 12 of those sorts of relationships so that way then you can at least do one a month, but eventually you're going to get to do at least 2 a year with that same person, which means you'll do one every 2 weeks. Okay. So there's no point creating all these opportunities unless you convert them. Blows me away how poor people's conversions are purely because they don't have the right process, funnels, systems that can lift your conversions. So for most people, they don't actually understand how can they upsell, downsell, cross-sell. How do they take people from one program to another program rather than just going, oh, this is all I've got, and once you finish that, goodbye, and I have to go and find another person. So we look at what are your ascension models? How do you get to do things off live events and webinars? Even if you don't ever run your own webinar or your own live event, you should always be able to speak on other people's webinars and other people's events. And for most people, they just do this so poorly in that they try to sell from there. Well, people don't buy from people that they don't know, like, trust, and see as being credible. So how do you solve those problems before you worry about whether they actually need the solution that you're offering? Simple little sales processes where you take people through from rapport to understanding what their problem is to adding value before you offer a solution. Most people, when they go to sell, go, great, blah, 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 on a big giant Labrador because they're so excited that someone wants to listen to them, that in the end, they're not actually solving any problems. A sale is just as simple as you have a problem, I have a solution, let's see if there's a match. But you can't do that unless you listen to the other people. So there are a whole bunch of things that allow people to lift conversions. But most importantly, once you have started to become a referral authority, you are getting better quality referrals. You're not getting the garbage that most people get. You're getting people who actually go, yeah, I actually need that help. Let's have a conversation so I can see if your solution will fix my challenge. So that becomes stage 5. There's no point creating all these opportunities unless you convert them at a high conversion rate. When I go high, I mean you should be converting between 65 and 80%. And I see that getting done by people who really understand relationship selling rather than just pushing things onto people. But then we get to one of the most important, and I'll leave this to the end because you've got to have all those other pieces of the puzzle sorted out before you can start building your network. So if you're listening, recording live, and I ask you, how many people did you grow your network by last week? Offline and online. Joz, do you know how many people you grew your network by last week?
Honestly, I could not tell you the exact numbers.
Yeah, good, which would be exactly the most people, where it's actually a key performance indicator for us. I know we have to grow our network by 1,450 people every single week. And that then breaks it down to how many people are we adding and growing our network by on each social platform, how many people are we adding to communities who are joining us, how many cross promotions do we need that's going to bring us new people into the community. So it's actually an important number.
Can you show us your KPIs? What the whole spectrum?
Yeah, I could take a picture of it and we can put it up there.
Definitely, done.
Yeah, it's sitting on the whiteboard behind me. So okay. I'll take a picture and send it through to you and you can put it up there.
Perfect.
So we need a networking building plan. You need a plan around your social media groups. They are so powerful and most people don't utilize them enough. And it's because we don't know how to utilize them. What's our network engagement plan? So we're not just growing our network for the sake of it, we're engaging with them. Because the more we engage and the more that we show our network that we care about them, the more they become walking billboards and the more opportunities that they will create for us. If right now your network just believes that you see them as a transaction, they're never going to create anything for you. So you're going to be able to change the culture of your network and become really engaging, show them that you care, show them that you actually want to be able to help them in other ways other than them paying you. And all of a sudden now, you're going to have a network that is out there creating so many opportunities for you. So that is all then part of that network plan. So that's what then takes us from self through to build, through to create, through to promote, through to sell, through to continuing to enhance our network. And I say there's no point in enhancing your network and getting lots of people into your network unless you've got every other piece of the puzzle already sorted out. Otherwise, you're going to create more overwhelm than what it's worth. So there's the referral authority blueprint. If you're still with us live here, hey, throw some questions into the question box and Joz can read them out. If you're loving what we're seeing, make sure you're sharing it so Joz gets some love here. And make sure, even if you're watching this as a replay, tag one of us in, tag both of us in, and we'll get questions answered for you at the same time. So while we're doing that, I thought I'd just quickly go, here are the 9 systems that we've created that every business should have in their business to become a referral authority. And one is, how are you building your referral team? So we talked about build. Don't sit back and hope that people become part of your referral teams. You've got to go out there and you've got to start asking people to be part of your referral teams. How are you creating cross promotions? Again, don't sit back and hope that someone says, oh, can I do a cross promotion with you? Start getting into your network, start being more engaging with your network, and ask, hey, I'm looking for people to do cross promotions with. Are you interested? You need to get back front of mind of your network. So if right now you have, let's just go that you've got 500 people across all your social media platforms, that should take you the next 6 months to start sending them all messages, to start seeing how they're going, to create conversations with them. Anyone that you don't want to create a conversation with, well, they shouldn't be there. Remove them.
Beautiful.
Start engaging on that personal level and start being more front of mind of people. It's simple. When you help someone, it's amazing what will come back the following week. That's not why you do it, but that is just human behavior and what happens. So start focusing on how you can help other people all the time. And you can do that by simply asking people, what is your social media content plan to increase your network and become an influencer look like? So sorry, social media people out there who disagree with me. Social media is not there just to post your content. That's like 10%. So if that's all you're doing, you're leaving so much money on the table that it's time it has to change. You have to use social media to create partners, to get into other people's networks, to create walking billboards for you. They're the things that I want to happen on social media. How do you build your networks? How do you engage on LinkedIn? If you're not using LinkedIn to create partners, then again, leaving money on the table. I don't use LinkedIn to create clients. I use LinkedIn to create partners. At any given day, I have 30 to 40 messages that I either send out or get responded to. So just think, I'm in conversations with over 200 people a week just on that platform. There is no possible way that I can't create any sort of cross promotion, any sort of content distributor, any sort of partner when you have those sorts of conversations.
I guess one thing that's going through my head right now is, for the smaller business owners, that sounds like a lot to do, like overwhelm.
Yeah, brilliant. Yep, spot on. And the nice thing is, turn the tap on as hard or as soft as you want, depending on how much time you've got and how much you have the ability to do.
Okay.
So don't have 200 conversations, have 5. It's exactly the same process and exactly the same structure, whether you want to turn the tap on softly or you want to turn the tap on full ball. So wherever you are at, wherever you're listening to this, no, you don't have to do 200. You might have a team of BDMs or salespeople and you go, oh, I've actually got to do 400. Or it might be all yourself and you go, hey, if I reach out to one person a day and I have 5 conversations for the week, that would be brilliant. And that's absolutely fine. So, yeah, great point, Jos, and great question. And you do it according to wherever you are at. The important thing is that you at least do it once or twice a week.
Okay.
How do you get into Facebook groups? How do you partner with groups? So you don't go in groups and just post. Go in groups to create partnerships with the admins. Go into groups to be able to add value to what the group is all about. But if you're just in a group and looking at posts, you're wasting your time. You've got to be active. You've got to be engaging. And that's what you can be doing within your Facebook groups. What are you doing around live events and webinars? And again, it doesn't have to be your own. What are you doing to be on other people's live events, other people's webinars? Right? I know a very successful person that's never had a webinar subscription in their life, and yet they're on pretty much a webinar every single month. So there are ways that you can do those sorts of things without having to run it yourself. Okay, let's questions. Anything that might be there, Jos, that you want to throw through any questions that you have. But while we sort of look at that, here's ways that you can connect with me. It's just michaelgriffiths.com.au / and then pick whichever platform that you want. So either / Facebook, / Twitter, / LinkedIn, Instagram, Google Plus, podcast, or YouTube. And that's how it's easy for people to be able to connect with us.
I guess my
Anything
question
there,
is,
Josh?
how do you scale it? Like, for the larger businesses that the CEO or the manager or whatever, whoever's responsible for marketing, how do we implement all these systems and start increasing our reach beyond that 66 referral partners?
Yeah, lovely. So you can certainly take that. Profitability partners tend to 6 super group of 8. But if you've got, let's just go 5 in your BDM team or your sales team, well, then they should all have 66 each. So now as an organisation, you've got that times by how many? I know we've got roughly about 200 cross-promotion partners. We've got roughly about 300 content distributors, and we've got just over 4,000 affiliates. So they're the 3 areas that you can pretty much take your numbers to wherever you want. I know we do up to 4 or 5 cross-promotions a day, where I'm talking about for most people, if you do one a month, you're going to see a huge difference to your business. But then you can take that to pretty much wherever you want based on the time that you have, based on the resources that you've got to be able to do that.
That's cool. And you take people through this by step to implement it in their businesses, or what's your approach to getting over that overwhelm?
Yeah. So we teach people that referral authority blueprint either through our partnership club program, through our masterclass program, and through our intensive mentoring program. So that's what we do to be able to teach people that. But what I'm more than happy to do, which I'll just show now, is anyone who wants to actually just talk through that referral authority. There's nothing there that is being sold or to be bought. I'm more than happy for people just to go to bookacall.pepperpage.net, and more than happy to answer after they've watched this to be able to go what aspects of the blueprint are they missing, and where can we just go, hey, if you tweak this or tweak that, you'd actually find a big change very quickly. So offers there if you would like that. All I say with that is be ready to grow. If you're not in a position to grow, which is absolutely fine, there's no point having that call, because the things that I'll say on there, you will grow. So you've got to be ready for that, and you've got to be okay with that, and you've got to be able to take that on. So if you're not ready for that yet, absolutely perfect. Just hold on, and you can talk to me down the track to when you are ready to grow. So that's one way that we can help people, Joz.
That's cool, mate. And do you start to cross over into joint venture kind of training as well?
Well, joint ventures is a lovely word that I think most people don't quite understand what actually joint ventures means. Because I suppose a joint venture in most people's language is that it's something where I'm going to promote something to our network, and depending on how many sales you make, I'll get a clip of the pie.
Okay,
so
the internet marketer's version of joint ventures.
Yeah, correct. So I suppose that joint venture word, it's an affiliate, and that's really what I am. It's sort of a cross promotion. I'm going to do a cross promotion plus be an affiliate of yours. And I suppose those two together is sort of a joint venture terminology that is used out there in the marketing world.
I think I was meaning more in the sense of how Jay Abraham describes it, joint ventures. In terms of people who have I guess, like you said before, there was something that they do differently to you that you can both benefit from promoting each other or using their list, etc.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. And certainly certainly in that sense, everything we go through teaches someone how to be a better partner so that they can generate more exposure, networks, people coming back into their sales funnels through cross promotions and through using affiliates.
Awesome. And I think that's it for my questions. I'm sure other people might chime in a bit later, but I can't see any comments popping up just yet. That's about it.
Yeah, lovely.
It's awesome, mate. Thank you so much for coming on this call and doing this webinar for everyone.
No, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having us, and really excited to be able to share those sorts of things, and looking forward to doing a lot more with you down the track.
Definitely, brother. All right, well, enjoy your day, and I'll speak to you soon. And thanks, everyone, for joining us.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jules.
Right, give me a moment. I'm just going to end the call.